Okay, everybody. So we are going to be doing stretch. I have a playlist with you. It's called Summer Stretch. It's on iTunes. So you can mute this, or you can have it playing in your own background if you want to bring up the volume a little bit louder. I keep it quiet, and I'm going to just bring it down a little bit here. Sometimes when we record it, it records that way more than my voice, and then we don't really know what's going on. So we're going to begin standing today. Let's take a nice inhale all the way up, arms reach up overhead, and exhale the arms all the way down. We're going to have you plant your feet right here. Bring your ankles in together, your knees in together. You're going to tighten up your glutes like you're kind of holding a piece of paper between your thighs here. Tailbone pulls right down between your ankles, and we're going to inhale all the way up and exhale all the way down. Right as soon as we get back down, we're going to inhale up one more time. Inhale, and this time we're going to exhale. Move your side body, but leave that lower body right where it is as a nice base. So we're opening up the hips and the upper body. Come back to standing, and arms come down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale over, stretch over that side body. Continue to breathe once you get there. Inhale yourself back to center and bring that all the way down here. We're going to inhale all the way up here and continue to breathe while you're here. It's a full body stretch standing. So press your heels down into the floor, and you're going to reach your fingertips up just as high as you can. So my hands are energetic and my thumbs are pointing behind me. Plug my arms into my shoulder sockets. Good, and I'm going to take a nice inhale, rotate my hands forward, and open up into a cactus here. Good, so here, just continue to breathe. Tighten those glutes up. And we're going to take a little micro back bend. So micro back bend here. So my head, if you see from the side, so I'm here, I'm going to just kind of squeeze my shoulder blades together. That lifts my head. I don't really crank my head by itself. I crank those shoulder blades together, lifting the chest. Tighten the glutes. You can inhale, spread it out, and then exhale up and diving forward, fold over, more feet here. Bend the knees, drop your head to look right at your kneecaps. Awesome. So we have you go sideways on your mat. I'm going to have you take a step back with the left, drop that knee down, and then a step back with the right. We're going to meet in tabletop here. Hands are right underneath your shoulder blades here. And we're just gonna pull your belly button up toward your spine, right? So when we get here, sometimes we like show our chest to the floor, but we pop that, pop your tailbone out. So we're gonna hold that tailbone right where it is. Then you're gonna retract your shoulder blades, show your chest to the floor. Imagine you've got a tennis ball right underneath your chin so that you're not totally tucked, but you're not lifting your head either. Hold that tennis ball right underneath your chin. A gentle bend into your elbows here. And good. Go ahead and tuck your toes underneath. Send the hips all the way up into a downward facing dog. I'm going to drop my head slightly so that my ears are in line with my arms. I just kind of move my head back and forth so that I'm not holding my neck muscles. And also just checking where my head position is relative to my arms. My heels are not super close. I don't know if you guys can see my heels. There they are. They're not super close to the ground here. So I'm just going to work to pedal and open up the back of my leg here. And I'm gonna go nice and slow. So press down and then come up, and then other side, press down. Mindful of my tailbone here. I don't wanna be rounded out, tucked under when I do this. I'm gonna just send my tailbone up to the ceiling, press that heel down. And press the heels down. I'm gonna have you guys look right to your hands here. And drop both knees back down here under your feet. And we're gonna take a seat right here into our into a hero pose. So we're opening up your ankles here, opening up your knees. Good, you're gonna bring your shoulders back over your hips, over your ankles here. If this is a little bit too extreme, you can always kind of stick a foam roller or a yoga block under there. Let me just grab one so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you can stick anything underneath those hips to elevate the hips. And that just gives you can stay in the position, but just it's not so much pressure on those joints here. So you're lifting your chest all the way up here. Tailbone roots all the way down through. And if you're here, you can try to remove your prop for the last 3, 2, and 1. We're going to inhale both arms all the way up overhead, and then you're going to exhale into those imaginary back pockets here. Pressing through your hip flexors here. Same thing, you're going to squeeze your shoulder blades together, and that's how come your head lifts upward toward the ceiling. Good, opening that chest, squeeze those glutes right where your fingertips are. 3, 2, and we'll come all the way back down. Slide your hands all the way down here. You're gonna windshield wiper your legs out of the way here. Take a seat on your bottom, and we're gonna extend our legs out in front of us all the way straight. Now, from here, we tend to kind of sit back on the pelvis. So adjust your pelvis, move the fleshy part of the glutes out of the way so you're slightly forward. We're gonna get your shoulders over your hips. Inhale the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, over the long leg. Drop your head all the way down. You might feel this stretch behind your knees, lower back. Good, walk your hands all the way up again. We're gonna inhale up one more time. And this time you're gonna exhale, but go slightly outside your left leg, both arms. You might feel a little bit more of a stretch here on your left glute, left hamstring attachments. Good, and we'll come all the way up. And inhale all the way up here. And again, now we're gonna exhale over to the right side. And we'll come back through the center here and come all the way. There's no way Scooby is thirsty right now because he just drank for like 3 solid minutes in the previous class. This is him just trying to get involved. Inhale all the way up. And last time you're gonna drop over. See how low you can get on your legs here. Drop the crown of your head down to your knees. Opening up the insertion here at the hamstring, the origin up here in the lower back, maybe even the cervical vertebra. And then you'll walk your hands all the way up here. We're gonna go ahead and take your left leg and we'll take a figure 4 over the right. So if you struggle to get that, you can leave it on the floor. Okay, so you can put your foot on the floor, almost like tree pose down on the ground. Or if you want a little bit more of a stretch, you can pick it up on top of your right leg. You're gonna keep that left foot flexed no matter what's going on, okay? And you're gonna lift all the way up here. Good. So we're holding on to that shin, lifting your chest all the way up. Toes are up. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to have you release your hands right to the back of your mat here. And then just scoot that right foot in and press that spine up and long. Whew. That's a good stretch on the hip. Good. I'm going to just lift my foot up and then bring it all the way down. So I'm just kind of at that edge of the stretch. And I just push right over that edge to open up that range of motion. One more time. And good, we're gonna extend that leg all the way out straight. I'm gonna have this left knee come point right up to the ceiling. I'm gonna give it a big hug with my right hand. Pull it in right here. And good, I'm just gonna rock back and forth. And 3, and 2, and good. We're gonna undo that leg here, and then we'll take that series over to your other side. So again, if you want to just keep that leg on the floor, you can keep it right there. Remember to stay up on top of the pelvis here. Try not to round up. Come here, and if you do, then readjust it. Right. All right. So bottom of your foot is flat here. Holding onto your shin, lifting up nice and tall, feeling that stretch in the hip. 3, 2, and good. We'll release. Hands are going to come to the back of your hip. And good. Let's bring that foot up. And so here's where I kind of like round out. And I'm gonna straighten that up. And that's really hard. So I'm gonna scoot my leg back out a little bit there. That's a little bit better. Good, keeping that right foot flexed. 3, 2, and good. Now we're gonna just start the foot pedal. So down and pull it up. We'll take 3 of these. So we're at the edge, and then we're just gonna kind of press over that edge momentarily to get a little bit more mobility there. Good, I'm gonna send that back out straight. Right knee's gonna come all the way up. I'm gonna give it a big hug with the left, pull it in and just rock myself back and forth. And good, all right. I've got Billy Joel on there in the background. Nice. Good, all right. So from here, I'm gonna have you just lift up, scoot your butt down just a little bit, grab your knees, and we're gonna roll right down onto your back here, pulling your knees into your chest. Just slightly open toward the armpits, peel your pelvis off the floor, and then set it back down. So you pull the knees in, use your abdominal muscles, tighten up, you just lift and release. And good. All right. So go ahead and send your left foot down onto the floor. And now we're going to extend your right leg all the way up. So we're going to get a nice straight joint here at the knee so that we have some length in the hamstring. Pushing your heel up, pull your toes back down to you. And we'll go ahead and take your arms into cactus here on the floor to open up the chest while we do this. See if you can spread your toes out from here. So, oh, there we go. Okay, I took a second, right? Just kind of work it. Spread those toes out and then bring it the heel back. Good. And now you're going to go ahead and point the toes and flex, point, and flex. Good. Turn your foot and push it to 2 o'clock on the clock and pull it back, and then push it to 10 o'clock on the clock and push it back. And one last time up to 12. Push it back. One more time to spread those toes out and relax that foot. We're going to engage your core. Slowly lower this right leg with pointed toes all the way down. Hover it off the ground. Don't bring it all the way down. Just hover it. 3, 2, and 1. Good. You're going to bring that right leg in. Right foot's going to go down. You're going to bring this left leg all the way up. Take that series on the left side. Good. Working toward a straight knee joint here. Pressing the heel up. Toes come down. Arms are going to come into cactus. Open up that chest here. Good. So really just working. See if you can feel your femur, your long bone pushing into the floor as well, right? So tighten up that core. And then go ahead, see if you can spread these toes out. Ouch. If you've got tight calves or any kind of like your foot cramps frequently, this is going to be this is hard to do. So this is always like a check to see like what kind of mobility do you have going on in your lower leg. If you're struggling spreading those toes out, we got to get in there and do some spiky rolling and foam rolling. All right, let's go ahead and point and flex and point and flex. Go ahead and turn the foot and point to 10 o'clock on the clock and pull it back. And then push to 2 o'clock on the clock and pull it back. And then go ahead, point one more time. And we're going to slowly lower. Tighten that core, press your belly button to the floor. Don't go all the way down with that leg. Hover it right off the ground. 3, 2, and good. Bring it in. Both feet are on the floor. Widen out your stance on your feet so your feet are on either side of the mat. You're just going to kind of windshield wiper back and forth. And whacking up. Foam roller. 3 and 2. And the next time you're over to the right, just drop both knees all the way down. And just hold it there. So my knees are over to the right. I'm going to reach up with my left arm here. So get a nice good stretch through my lats. Drive my left knee down into the floor. Tighten my left glute and press through. Get a nice good stretch through this left hip flexor in the front. Just keep reaching up. So if you have some shoulder issues, this might be a little bit challenging. Put a little bend in your elbow if you need to. But we're really trying to open up this lat under here, and that's usually the root of all of the shoulder stuff. The lat, the mid-back tightening and weakening. Good, and release that. You'll bring that arm back down to your cactus, bring it back through the center, just 1 or 2 inches in either direction a few times, and then drop those knees over to the left. All right, go ahead and reach that right arm up overhead and tighten that right glute, drive that right knee down into the floor, open up that right hip flexor. Reach through that side body. Just holding it here. All right, and good. Go ahead and release, bringing those knees back and just kind of weeble wobble back and forth. Let those muscles recalibrate and bring your hands all the way down onto the top part of your quads. Bring the soles of your feet in together and let the knees fall to the outside. You might notice if this is tight for you that your lower back pops up. If you have low back and hip issues that are tight, you might see that low back pop up. These are connected, right? So either just bring your knees up a little bit and push your belly button down here, all right? So focus on that belly button pushing down to the floor. Let gravity open those knees, but just drive that into the floor here. So you're giving yourself an anchor. You know, when we stretch, sometimes we want to anchor one side. This, we are anchoring the low back part of this muscle where those muscles originate, and then they wrap around on these under the legs. Sometimes we don't think about that, right? But these muscles on the abductors, we wrap around the back side of that hip, right? So we just want to, we think those are 2 different areas, because they are, but the muscle goes. All right, so we're going to bring our hands outside here. Use your hands because these muscles are stretching. We don't want to all of a sudden use them to close, right? That's why if you do that, you're like, ow, why does that not feel great? That's why they're stretched out. So use your hands behind your thighs, press in here, and then you're going to draw up the right knee, draw up the left knee, and just pull that low back in. Hold on to your right knee, extend the left leg all the way down straight. We're going to work that right knee all the way over to the side to a supine twist. Extend your right arm out long behind you and go ahead and straighten out this right leg. We're going to get that hip and IT band in here. Good. In our supine twist, rolling through that lower back. And if you want to do this, you know, sometimes we do this, you use your rake of your hand, grab up high on that IT band, rake right through it. Get as much pressure as you can. You are looking for any area that feels like a bruise or tender. If you find one, hang out over it and kind of just comb or brush it out. Get in there deep, get some blood flow in there, mechanically help those fibers realign. And then we're going to take that hand right under the knee, bend it, and bring yourself all the way back onto your mat. Go ahead and switch up, bring that left knee up, send that right leg all the way down and long. And we're going to bring that left knee across the body, right, left arm goes out long, and then extend that left leg all the way out straight, press through the heel, pull the toes to you. Good, opening up the supine twist, feel those muscles in the low back. Good. Try to work to get that shoulder onto the floor, and again, if you want, use that rake, that right hand, drive through that IT band with as much pressure as you can get. And all right, we'll take that hand right underneath that knee, bend it, bring yourself all the way back over here. Left knee up, right knee is up. You're gonna flex both feet, send them up to the ceiling, grab behind the knee so that you try to press your thighs onto your torso, send your heels all the way up. If you can reach up and grab the outside part of your toes, go ahead into a happy baby. And if that's a little bit hard, just grab as high up on your calf as you can. Good. We're driving that, we're opening up your low back here, driving the knees outside your arms. You're just kind of splitting those SI joints open in the back. And we're just going to take a nice deep breath in here. And then exhale. Feel the gravity, pull your knees down closer and those joints in the lower back open. All right, good. Release the feet here and bring both knees in together. Bring your feet to the floor. Roll yourself to your left side here. press up into seated, and then bring yourself right into your tabletop posture like where we were before. Good. This time in your tabletop posture, we're going to take that inhale on the right arm, exhale it to your back of your head. Inhale, rotate yourself all the way open, and you're going to bring that elbow down to the crease on the other side. Swing open on the inhale, all the way up, and then come all the way down. So try not to rush it here. We want to open up this range of motion, then go a little bit further. And then we'll go one more time, all the way up. And now you're just going to pinwheel this arm all the way back down and around. We'll take that same thing over to the left. Inhale the arm off. Exhale it to the back of the head. Inhale and roll open and just press a little bit more. And then bring that elbow to the opposite. So come all the way up. And all the way down. Good. We're going to take two more. Remember, we're not rushing it. We're just trying to open that range of motion. Okay. And then the last time. And bring that all the way down. Curl your toes all the way up, and we'll bring ourselves back into a downward facing dog here. Good. Just send those heels down toward the floor, nice and heavy, even if they don't get there. Open up the backs of your legs. Then you guys move your right hand out of the way. Take a big step forward with this right hand. So we are in a high runner's lunge, opening up our left hip flexor. So same thing that we did in our tabletop, like tuck the chin like you've got a tennis ball here. Go ahead and do that. And you're going to just press your left hip down as low as you can. Feel a good stretch in that abductor on that right side, opening up that flexor. Drop your back knee under your toes here and just stay here. All right, we're just going to open it just nice and gentle today. Squeeze that left glute. 2 and 1. Good. Curl the toes under. Lift that hip back. And we'll use that core. Swing that leg back. We're going to hold that high plank here for 3, 2, and 1. Good. Put the left hand to the right. Big step forward with your left. Good. So I got left foot, left hand, right hand. Opening up my right hip flexor right here. Good. And just kind of tighten that glute. Press my hip down as low to the ground as I can. And good, lower that back knee under your toes. And again, just watch your chin position. Sometimes you're like, drop your head, right? Okay, so just watch that head position. Just gently opening this hip today. Good, and now we're gonna curl up, lift up here. Use your core, come back into your high plank here for 3, 2, and push it back into your downward facing dog. And now you're gonna take your right foot to your right hand. Left foot to your left hand, bend those knees, both hands to the quads, tuck your pelvis all the way underneath, and roll yourself all the way back up to standing here. Good. You're going to take your inserts of your feet together, squeeze the ankles, squeeze the knees, tighten those glutes all the way up. Inhale all the way up, and exhale over to the side. Good. Come all the way back. And exhale over. All the way back. And then we're going to come all the way down. Good. One more time. All the way up. And exhale. Good. Let's roll the shoulders back for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Our 3 magic shoulder rolls. Nice job today, everybody. And happy stretching.